Please.
You're taking a nap. We knew you were taking a nap.
No, I was not. I struggled to sleep.
I got head coach Matt Painter. I'll go ahead. Yeah.
Matt, talk about what this means. I understand the season is a long ways from over, but what does this mean for your players, the seniors, including Mason? What does this mean for those guys?
Yeah, just a great accomplishment to be able to win back-to-back Big Ten championships, and it's hard. You know, you play 20 games, and anytime you talk with a coach about the accomplishment of winning your conference and grinding it out, how familiar people are with you. You know, it's a very difficult task. So just happy for our entire team, but really happy for our seniors. You know, those guys have hung in there, they've been very successful, and they've done things the right way.
Matt, way back here, sorry. There's an element of rolling it back from last year, but there's been individual growth within some of the guys who came back, probably none more so than Braden. You know, this time last year he was kind of struggling a little bit. What does it mean for him, for you, that he's been so integral to your success? I mean, he played all 40 tonight, and,
Right.
and he's obviously been hugely.
Yeah, just, you know, tonight he was a two-way player. Like, I thought his defense was just as good as his offense. You know, he made all of his threes. You know, he rebounded the ball. You know, didn't have as many assists, and I think that really came to Michigan State's ball screen defense. I thought they did some things just to get the ball out of his hands, but we also felt like if we could throw the ball back, we could throw the ball directly into Zach, and so that's what we were going to take. You know, I think we probably set a record for the most post feeds from the top, you know, that we've had this year. But Braden's been fabulous. You know, he shot it well, he defended well, he rebounded the basketball. We just needed to be aggressive. Like, the other night he was 3 for 14, and, you know, I didn't think he took a bad shot. You know, he was 3 for 14 earlier at Indiana, and we had a quality win at their place, and I didn't think he took a bad shot. And so, like, just getting him to be on the hunt and to look for a shot and to look, not just when he has the ball in ball screens either, like, look for your shot when they double Zach, look for your shot in transition, and just, you know, stay aggressive. But he's really good. Like, I know I said it, and I think, you know, we're all biased in who we coach, but I wouldn't trade him for any point guard in the country.
Matt, the second half you guys jumped out to a good start, especially the first 5 minutes defensively.
Right.
And then what did you guys have to do to kind of hang on? It got real choppy, a lot of just fouls and consequences. Was it hard to kind of keep a rhythm as a team?
Right, I think you nailed it right there. Like, stop fouling. You know, like, don't get into the bonus. Like, we got into the bonus pretty quick offensively, but we got in the bonus pretty quick, you know, defensively. And, you know, Michigan State was making their free throws. We weren't making as many. We had some breakdowns from a defensive standpoint, just some easy roll and replace and some different actions that we just botched. And, you know, we have to do a better job of just being aware of what they're running. They didn't run anything we didn't go through or work on or talk about and watch film on. So, you know, they got back in there, and you got to keep them out of transition. You know, I think it's important. I thought in the first half we did, and then they made some shots and did some good things offensively. But, you know, when you're not forcing any turnovers, you can shoot a lower percentage. You know, we had more turnovers than they did at that time, but still not very many, but we shot such a high percentage. But in that stretch, I just felt that, you know, just a combination of not converting at the free throw line, they were converting, letting them get some open looks, but we just had too many breakdowns, in my opinion.
Why did Fletcher get the looks he didn't get tonight?
Well, I think it depends on how you want to handle Zach and handle Braden. And I think a lot of them is opportunistic, and, you know, he's still, you know, he shoots the ball 9 times, so it's not like he, you know, got a bunch of, but he made the most of it, obviously going 4 for 6 from 3 and knocking it down, only having 1 turnover. I thought he did some good things for him, but it was good to see that. Like, you know, obviously we've seen him explode in non-conference, have a couple 27-point games against Tennessee and Arizona. You know, he's a big part of what we do, but he also helps us when they do take him away, just from a spacing standpoint. You know, if you're going to stay with him, that's more room for Zach and Braden to maneuver.
Matt, you didn't play Michigan State till March for the first time this year, so I'm wondering, when you went sort of scouting them, how much you went through and what your sort of assessment of their season and who they are right now is as you sort of prepared for this game.
Yeah, you know, for us, you know, Tyson Walker scored 30 against us last year in one of the games, and so trying to stay with him, but also trying to stop them from advancing the basketball, so we go up and get the basketball. So that's a big piece of what they do. You know, getting rebounds, advancing the basketball, getting outlets on the run, and trying to steal points. So we cross match up. You know, Lance picks up the basketball, but yet we want Lance to go to Tyson Walker, but Tyson doesn't bring it up when A.J. Hogarth is in the game. So on dead balls, we flip that then to try to put in Lance on him. But I thought Braden did some really good things defensively. I thought it was one of his better defensive games. But that's where it kind of starts with us, is trying to stop their transition. They're not as good a rebounding team this year as they've been in the past, but it's still something that you got to be able to, you know, keep them off the glass, and you got to. So you try to start with those two pillars right there with them. But you know, Hogarth's a guy where you're trying to keep out of the paint. Aikens got into some foul trouble, but you saw him get going a little bit. He had back-to-back three-point plays. He gets fouled on the three-point, and he gets the and one. So like trying to get those guys bottled up to the best of our ability. And then Malik Hall has played really well in February. So trying, if you look at his stats, you know, in connection with their success, when he plays well, you know, it really helps him. Right?
Does the Booker kid coming on late change them at all? Is it too late in the season, or is it?
No. Anything's possible. You know, I think, you know, bringing him in to go against Zach offensively, you know, to spread the defense and knock those 2 threes down. Was there obviously that, you know, that's our mismatch on the other end then. Like that's a little bit too much for him at this point, but they got a lot of bodies that they run in there. But no, he's a talented kid. He's got, you know, a bright future in front.
Matt, I think that this team is happy to win a championship, but probably looks at this game as a whole and says, we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of room for growth still here in the last 2 regular season games and moving forward. Is that where the maturity maybe comes in a little bit? Is these guys know that they won, but they did not play a perfect game?
Yeah, I wouldn't say as much. You know, we didn't make our free throws. So if like you make more of your free throws, you're going to be able to push this game out a little bit more. And they did make their free throws. So, you know, give them credit for that. But, you know, we just weren't sharp in some basic things defensively. But yet I thought, like, Braden did some good things. I thought Lance did some good things jamming the basketball. Cam Heidi came in and did some good things. But we just got to clean, you know, some things up and be more polished. But, yeah, you hope the maturity of an older team understands that this could have led, you know, this could have been a loss, right? And, you know, we got to be better on the defensive end. You know, we just got to keep executing offensively.
That play that Mason made in the second half, where just kind of chased the weak side rebound, just kind of smacked at it and got it back to Zach for that and one.
Correct.
Was that kind of Mason's career in a nutshell?
Yeah, you know, Mace, you know, he's good on those free throw stunts of just, you know, streaking, getting around guys, keeping the ball alive. That was a huge hustle play for us. But no, he's, you know, when the ball's loose or like, you know, those long rebounds, kind of 50-50 balls, you know, Mason's got a good nose for things.
Hey, Matt, talk about the alumni. You and Coach Katie been here a long time, and so many of those guys come back all the time. And but what does that mean? You know, winning these championships, having Coach Katie here, just
Right.
kind of the family.
Well, this was great, you know, for him to go into the Hall of Fame and for us to be able to honor him. And, you know, can't honor him enough, like, for all he's done, you know, for Purdue basketball and our athletic department and myself. And but it was just great for us to be able to get our 26th Big Ten championship, and he's out there on the court with us. And, you know, he's a good dude. Like, you know, people that just see him, you know, in competition and how he is and his scowl and all that kind of stuff. He's one of the nicest people you ever meet. And, but he loves winning. I know that. So I know he enjoyed, you know, being here, and our guys enjoy having him around.
As kind of a Big Ten historian, it goes way back with this conference. This was going to mean a little more to you personally, given what the Big Ten's going to look like next year. It looks so different. The schedules are going to be so jacked up.
Yeah, I just, you know, grew up, you know, watching Big Ten basketball on Channel 4. When you had, you know, 4 channels, and Channel 4 was fuzzy. You know, so you had to get your rabbit ears and tinfoil and, you know, do it. You got to have some skills. So, like, this is all I've really known. So, like, it's a big deal when people say, like, hey, winning a conference championship or winning a Big Ten championship, it's, you know, it's not that big a deal. You know, like, hell, it's not. You know, like, you go, like, talk to all the legends and all the guys that have coached, you know, like a Tom Izzo, like around. Like, it's a hard, you know, thing to accomplish. And so you got to give our guys credit for it. But, you know, you have to be able to adjust, you know, with the portal and with the transfers and the name, image, and likeness, and, you know, your conference becoming a corporation, you know, with so many people in it, like, you got to adjust. Like, you can't sit back and get mad and complain all the time. You got to get things figured out, and that's what we'll try to do. You know, we'll try to do that and keep going forward and try to improve, you know, Purdue to the best of our ability. But it's just different. You know, when you have 10 teams in the Big Ten, you know, it's a balanced schedule. Like, we don't go back to Michigan State, but yet we go to Illinois, we go to Wisconsin, we go to Northwestern, we went to Nebraska, we went to Iowa. Just kind of thinking, like, you know, kind of where we are and who we're competing against right now in terms of schedules and records. But yeah, but it's also kind of cool, right? You know, you get to go to, you know, Washington, Oregon. You get to go to LA and, you know, and compete and play basketball. Like, so it's not, you know, it's just different, right? It's what's new and it's what's happening, and you got to embrace it and make your adjustments.
Casey and Mike.
Matt, we've gotten this far and haven't really talked about Zach Edey. Another 30-point game, second straight year of winning the Big Ten title. What does that kind of thing just mean for his legacy and representation of what he's been for?
Yeah, you know, his numbers are, you know, unbelievable across the board. But if you get all those numbers and you don't win, you know, what's the point, right? Like, his teams have won, his teams have been successful. He's gotten better each year. And, you know, I always think that, like, you know, who's going to be ready? Like, who's going to compete? Like, he's always ready. And something always seems to trigger him, too. Like, he can cut off the slow starts. Like, he wasn't, like, out of this world to start the game, right? And at the end of the game, you look at his numbers, you're like, it's a pretty good day at the office. But, like, he has something every game. I could go in and talk to our team afterwards and say, hey, Zach, move past this guy, whatever. Like, you know, he's going past Cassie Russell on the list. He's going past Walt Bellamy. Like, he has no idea who these people are. Like, so these dudes are legends. Like, these dudes are unbelievable players. And he's just, like, floating by these guys on their rebounds and points. But no, he's been big time for us. You know, there's no doubt about that. And people always say, like, you know, like, where would you guys be without Zach Edey? Like, well, no shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a great player, but go look at people who won championships. You know, go look at Michigan State's national championship. Well, where would they be without Mateen Cleaves? Go look at the one before that with Magic Johnson. Like, where would they be without Magic Johnson? They wouldn't be there. Like, you know, that's what, you know, to win and to consistently win, you gotta have great players. And you gotta have guys that are cornerstone, pillar type guys. And that's what Zach's been for us. And that's how you win. Like, you just don't have a bunch of average players and, hey, we're going back-to-back Big Ten championships. So I'm always a believer in that. I mean, it's a player's game. And give credit to your players.
Last one.
I know you said you had to clean up some things defensively, but Walker and Hobart combined 8 for 28.
Yes.
How much do you feel like at times your defense affected that, especially inside the three-point line?
I thought our one-on-one defense with our guards were pretty good, to be frank with you. I think we just botched some easy roll and replace type stuff to where we didn't recognize what was going on. And we were lucky the one time Booker just missed an open shot. We had another example like that too. So just trying to get them to understand, you got to do your job, right? Something presents itself, here's how we're going to defend it. And when you don't do it that way, you mess up everybody else. They get disconnected. They don't know what's going on. So, like, we had a couple things where we were doubling the post, we messed up, and then a couple ball screens. Just our rotations and how we were going to handle it. So, but you're always getting better. You never have a complete puzzle. I don't care if you play 1,000 games. You never have a complete puzzle. You're always trying to improve. You're always trying to get better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.